Atlanta, where the Hawks page there for you is number 4. Here's what it looks like. Trae Young coming off that game winner a couple of seasons ago. The two of them spent several years together in Sacramento. Here's Wemby. Shot clock down to 7. Fox, he can use the self-checkout line, and he does right there. Rims out, comes off the Rizashe. Young brings it across to Daniels. Daniels has developed a little bit more of an offensive mindset this year, Richard. But the Hawks turn it over on the run out. Vassell up to Fox. Back to Vassell, who punches it home.
On the break, leading to that easy basket for Vassell.
And you get a look at some of his on-ball defense right here against Young. Pocket pass to Hunter. He's been shooting the 3 right around 39%, and he drills that one. And the Hawks have had to ad-lib with Jalen Johnson out due to shoulder surgery. He's finished for the rest of the season. Wembanyama with a mismatch against Hunter. Fox with 6 on the shot clock against Daniels. This pass deflected.
Likes the ball.
And San Antonio leads by a point. Ball switches on to Young. Daniels not a noted three-point shooter. That one comes off to Wembanyama. Wemby leading the break. A threat from three-point territory. Drills that one on his first attempt. He got off to a very auspicious beginning a couple of nights ago in their loss at Memphis. Hit double figures in the first quarter. Daniels a little bit too strong, and here's De'Aaron Fox. Young brings it across. Sasay spins, loses it. A Kongwu.
When you have Trae Young leading the league in assists, averaging 10+ assists a game, it's just how quickly that ball moves. You know he's a shot creator. It's just a matter of whether or not Atlanta will knock down the shot.
Vassell pulls it out against the Kongwu. Barnes with the cross. Puts his shoulder into the rookie. And the Hawks get the stop. Young had a notion that time. Daniels with the slot cut and gets it to
really guard everyone. But the more he opens up his offensive game, the more dominant of a player I think he can be.
Vassell off the dime from Paul, and that's going to be a threat. Vassell missed the first part of the season due to a leg injury, but has really started to find his rhythm over the last double-figure games. Pocket pass to Kongwu, short roll to Daniels. And he knocks down another shot. Just a 32% three-point shooter. That's 2. And Barnes with the teacher that has become so popular right now.
I'm scared of what the game's going to look like if they start adding it to their game and then even adding more to it. Then Brandon, that moment, he's just got to finish the bucket.
Young with a little sauce and threw it to the wrong guy. Vassell picks it off. Fox in transition, pulls the 3, knocks it down. Folks, take a look at his left hand. His index finger, his ring finger are taped together. He's been like that way all season long. Despite that, he's still averaging. Richard.
No, he's been balling. You've seen him as much as anybody, so you know the impact that he will have immediately on this game.
Wembanyama at the free throw line. Visit the NBA app, and of course the trade deadline, Richard, coming up.
Everyone is everywhere, apparently. Obviously, Luka Doncic, you got all-stars being traded, all NBA players being traded, and apparently there's like a football game going on. Nobody knows.
Off the headlines right now. Young with the cross, got to the rim and lays it on.
Crafty, and you're afraid of the lob, you're afraid of the floater, you're afraid of the dime. He's got all different things in his package.
Fox with the stare down. Got time today. De'Aaron Fox with consecutive 3s. Rizashe. Daniels with the rebound. On the side of the backboard. And Chris Paul looking to push. Trae Young with the easy interception. And Wallace getting ready to come into the ball game for the Hawks. Chris Paul off the rotation. San Antonio shooting the ball well to start. 5 of 6 from deep. Daniels in the paint with the float game. And it's one and done that time. Atlanta, Richard, of course, we would be remiss if we didn't mention Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, Jalen Johnson is such an outstanding player. Right. It's tough to have him not on the court. He, in my opinion, was up there for most improved player of the year before his injury.
Big piece missing for the Hawks. Young a little bit strong, out of bounds.
They brought him veterans to stabilize the young players, and you've seen the difference in all of their games. Now you have a guy like Castle that gets to learn from Chris Paul and now De'Aaron Fox.
Castle with a nice skip pass there to Barnes. Fox, one more to Castle. Champagnie with a contested three. And Liama in the ball game defensively. Well, we'll see how much Atlanta decides to challenge the Spurs at the rim, Richard.
Yeah, well, they still have good defensive wings. When you look out on the floor, you got 5 guys that can switch across the board. Daniels
inside, had to
try and make something happen.
Right now, 12th in the Western Conference. Hunter with the three-point miss. Castle with the board. Castle trying to bully his
list for players that they want, but I'm glad the San Antonio Spurs were able to keep him. I think he has potential to be a future all-star in this league.
Fox actually made a phone call to Castle and said, hey, if I'm coming there, I don't want you to be the one going the other way. I'd love to have you as a teammate. Wallace on the break. Little flip action to Daniels, back to Wallace, and he cashes out on the... Inside to Sohan with the lay. Sorry, Richard, going back to last year, Champagnie gets the steal. They used him as their point guard, but that experiment kind of flamed out. He's better under there.
See whoever can get hot from 3, and then you have to just kind of weather that storm. But right now, both teams are cooking.
Nance off the elbow. Hunter being harassed by Sohan. 5 on the shot clock. Rims out. Nance couldn't get control. And Johnson goes up to Sohan. Castle with the 3. He's an improved shooter. One comes off to beat Krejci.
When you say improved, you mean like over the course of the season? Because
yes.
He's still a rookie.
Yes. He's made some nice strides. Done some good work during their Los Angeles road trip. Wallace with the floater. Got it.
And I like this lineup. You got no Chris Paul, you got no Wemby, and you got no De'Aaron Fox. So this play a game, obviously Castle and Vassell, Keldon Johnson. You got a lot of veteran Spurs players out there that have been there through their system.
Good possession on the offensive end a moment ago. Krejci inside. Good closeout on Matthews. Ball knocked away by Castle. Spurs off and running. Hawks back defensively in transition. Castle with the floater, and he draws the foul. Practicing, and that's the type of work that this...
So yes, he is improving as that three-point line. I mean, it's a compliment. You want to get put, but it's also your impact on winning. And I think we talked about their timeline changing. Now it's a little bit different when you're a rookie and you're expected to help lead a team to the play-in and possible postseason.
Sohan trying to post up on Matthews. Vassell fires over Trae Young, who had his high school jersey retired last night, feeling very comfortable here back home. Young out top. Barlow inside, blocked by a couple of Spurs.
A little bit of a rhythm. I like the way they're playing.
The All-Star break, and then they're back on the road for a couple more on the back end of it. Krejci to the bucket, got it. Done it with the Spurs.
Well, it's good when it gets broken up, but some of those trips, you'll get LA for 4 days, you'll get New York for 4 days. So there are times where you're actually getting, you know, a good break. And there, it's also good because it's team building.
Oh boy, that's, oh yeah, he got some work in all right. Gave the Hawks a little bit of work there. Matthews off the mark, rebounded by Vassell. Evan Vassell, one of the great stories coming out of high school. Only had one college offer. Sprays it out to the corner. Castle he did extremely well as a starter too. Right now coming off the bench, turns the corner. Sohan for 3. And Barlow with the board. 10-point lead for San Antonio, having a high-scoring first period. Ghost screen by Matthews, slips out. Krejci inside, the pass never made it. So they can run it all the way down if they choose to. Vassell will walk it across. Vassell rejects the screen. We have a whistle and a foul.
Roll right here.
There it is, trying to get downhill. Sprays it to Sohan. Got it off.